Hello and welcome to some Factorio. My name is Trismegistus, and in this stream I'm going to be playing my Aesthetic Factorio series where I'm trying to build a brick factory. I've also tried to launch a charity donation thing. It doesn't appear to be working, or at the very least it doesn't let me donate. So maybe it works, but maybe it doesn't allow you to donate to your own charity thing. That would seem a bit daft, but maybe at some point someone would donate. But it was more a test, to be honest with you, and the test seems to be a bit of a failure. Could just be because I'm not a partner or something, I don't know. It's difficult to tell, really. The opaqueness of a lot of... it's weirdly quiet. Of a lot of Twitch is a bit annoying at times, if I'm totally honest. We shall see what happens. We shall see what happens. So, where did I get to? We've got a lot of buildings here. I seem to remember... Yeah, so this was the last thing I built. And it's the gravel, isn't it? Okay. And I think I was trying to plan everything out still. Don't think I'd reached the... Oh, okay. So these are the... So that's the gravel train. Okay. Because gravel is just made from the raw thing, isn't it? That's right. So why is there no underground on that? And I was going to do that. Okay. I had actually slightly reconsidered. Oh, that doesn't make sense, does it? That's why I did it in the first place. I was thinking to myself that I should really be doing full burner inserters, but of course I can't really do that because it's a brick factory. Because I could get rid of one of the middle rows, but let's just maths it. In fact, I need to put something into maths it, don't I? Because it's a brick factory, you need twice as much stone. Because it's 2-to-1 on the recipe, especially with these not being electric thingamies. Express belts. Yeah, in order to get a belt out, we need 2 belts in. And I'm achieving that with one of those. Yeah, because they need access to... Because that's 2 lanes, and that's a lane, and that's a lane. So they need 4 lanes coming in, because it's 2 belts. So I couldn't put burner inserters down the middle. Yeah, I remember now. So that's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Okay. So had I must have mathsed all that out so that it sort of works. But this must be for the concrete. That's an awful lot of concrete stuff. So that gives me a quarter of a belt and 2.6 belts. And is that what I need? So which bits do I need to highlight? I guess all of it really, but I don't want to get the cut because I don't care about the colour stuff particularly. Wait, oh, there's the colour stuff, isn't it? So that's 0.16 of a belt, and that's 1.2. And then what have we got here? So 0.6 of a belt on 1.2, wasn't it? What? What, 0.16 of a belt? So it's 0.26 of a belt, that's okay. And 0.853 plus 1.2 is 2, basically. Okay. So probably actually need a bit more steel, technically. So plan today is just to keep going, really. We're still in the planning out stages, really. It's a bit difficult to see with all the flashing going on. Yeah, so I need some arrangement, don't I, to make these... I guess I was thinking, well, it wouldn't be direct feed, but shared input type for coal. Oh, autosave. Shared input for coal, I guess. An output there. So this would be a... Well, how much is this in reality? Actually, it's not even a belt. And it's only getting a third of a belt of thing in, isn't it? So one side, 0.167. So it's not even a quarter of a belt. Because we could have... let me think. Obviously they're not positioned properly, but... Because this needs access to coal. Okay. So we could do... In fact, let's spread some of this out a bit. Just move that over there. Boom. So, if we had, say, because it doesn't need a lot of coal. It doesn't need a lot of coal at all. So if I put that, say, there. Whoops, I've completely misaligned that, haven't I? Been making thumbnails for my videos this morning, because we could do a sort of thing like this, maybe. It's overkill. And then this is, say, coal. So it's coal on one side, right? And then the iron plate itself gets put on the other side. Can I make that any more elegant? I mean, this one wouldn't work, would it? Because it's not getting coal from anywhere. Although I think they can grab coal from... Maybe it's a Bob's thing, but I was noticed on yesterday they were grabbing it out of the actual furnace. So if I just throw some on there, because you have to be a little careful with this as well, because they can't actually grab quick enough. No, that didn't grab the fuel, did it? But if I just put, say, 1 million fuel in here, no, it won't grab the fuel. Okay, so this one wouldn't have any fuel. So it would have to be electric anyway. So we could do something like that, and then this is the iron plate. I mean, we could do double-sided just for... Oops. Just for the sake of it. But we don't need anywhere near that amount of iron plate. Iron ore, rather. And then what we'll be talking in terms of... Where did I put them? On these ones. I put... Oh, right, okay. So I've always put it on the bottom one. That's interesting. Why have I done that? Because it leaves it uneven here. It would be better if it was like that, for example. I think we have to do that as well. But yes, the charity is just, it's more like a test really, to see how it works, and as I say, unfortunately the test result so far is that it doesn't work, because I can't donate to it. But I say, I don't know if that's just because they don't allow you to donate to your own stream. Why have I put those? Because we need more space there. So that needs to go there. Ixion seems to be the big new game. I think they've done a lot of sponsored streams. I was looking at it the other day, but Dwarf Fortress came out as well. I have not got a clue what I'm doing with that game. I know it's a phenomenal simulation. That's kind of the big thing everyone says about it. But I haven't got a clue what I was doing. I sort of, I almost bought it more on out of in principle rather than actually. Oh, what are you doing there, you idiot? You want that there and there. Just because of what it sort of means, what it represents in a sense. So it'd be something like that, wouldn't it? I assume I decided this was the size because of this size, maybe? To keep them roughly the similar sort of size, but I could have them all stacked up in one gigantic line, I guess, couldn't I? Does that make sense? That'll do, I think. Okay. Oops. Wrong thing. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be an issue, isn't it? Because I suppose it'll stack up, but it won't because it's 1-to-1. Maybe I have both on, and that's why I have both on. I mean, the coal will back up. So the burner inserters get the coal. Eventually, you know. I'm sure the... What did I do there? Something idiotic, as per. What I was trying to do was take that out so that I could put a matter source in. A matter source, not a Matterhorn. And then we can put, oops, that on there. And then coal on that side, I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh no, it does matter because it has to be on the opposite side to the iron plate that's coming out. Why are you not outputting? No ingredients. Why have you got no ingredients? What? Oh, why has it got an iron plate in there? Oh, I guess because it's feeding it backwards, isn't it then? Oh, that's not right at all. No, 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 no. Can't have that. So, perhaps then... something like that. And these become... coaly as well. Probably put a void source or something at the end. Oh, I changed the changed the thing, but not the other thing. None of them can grab it. Because the belt's too fast. I'm gonna have that problem fundamentally, aren't I? Because over here... The coal's fine. The brick isn't... the stone isn't, though, because... These often struggle to grab off of blue belt, don't they? And if I go down to red belt, there's too much production for red belt. Oh. Which is the one I put? Oh, that one there. Because that's express belt. So if I did fast belt, it's 1.5. And the output doesn't matter. You know, the output's fine because it's not going to grab off the output, but it's this one here. Let's test it. Let's just, instead of theoreticizing, because I never know. Let's do that and that. Oops. That and that. And then this one needs a void on so that it doesn't, because we get a false impression if it backs up. No, that's not bad. So the question here, so it's a bit slow and rubbish, but they can grab from them. See, because they're sort of going, "Ugh, can I grab it? Can I grab it?" And then by the time we get down here, you see, and we are missing it. We've got a few gaps in the thing. Why is that? Why are you... No fuel? How the heck have you managed? I guess maybe they were already running? That seems a bit weird that they've not got any fuel. But the coal will back up. Because you're not burning half a belt's worth of coal. Yeah, so it is coming out as a solid lane. Just trying to wait for this to... Now that they're all running, it will properly burn about. In fact, just temporarily put that there. Okay. It is backing up, isn't it? That's odd. Have we got another one that's not properly running? No, they all seem to be properly running. Interesting. I guess it's because it may be ever so slightly over about, and so actually these are sat here trying to output. Okay. But it looks like that one works okay. So let's... Oh. What am I full of? Rubbish as per usual. Cool. Okay, so that one does work. Oops. Does work. What I need to establish here then is, does it work here? Get rid of them. I think we're going to disconnect that temporarily. You see, it just misses it because it's too quick for it. Okay, so in that case, do I know how many I want? So if I just cut and paste these to the side, how many is that? 22. Okay. So if we repeat this pattern, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay. Okay, so it's cleared all of what's on there. Then we want to put a void on here. And reconnect these. And see what happens. See, they just keep missing it, and then one will randomly get it. So in theory it should back up, basically. That should sort of be what... You know, if they can't grab it here, they'll kind of wait. But I don't think it'll work properly. You see, it's all sort of properly stacked up here. But we'll see what happens. We shall see, we shall see. Well, I could swap them round. Would that help? So that these two weren't coinciding? So in other words, if it was that... Oops. I don't know if that would help. For tidiness' sake, I'd then want to do that. You see, this one's not made a single bit of steel. And it's not backing up properly. Oh, it is backing up, sort of. But yeah, you see when they all grab, it moves it up. Doesn't take it from here. Is it moving backwards? This is the thing. Or have we reached equilibrium? I think we've reached equilibrium. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't work, basically, is the point. How can we get it to work? Basically, the guarantee would be to give them fast inserters. But then I'm also going to have to... Because this one is waiting for this one, rather than at that one. That's why I generally do direct insertion with these, which is the other solution. In fact, why don't we just do that? Because we can just do... In which case, I mean, if I do direct insertion, I don't really need that to be coal. We could have the burners be there. But then how am I powering that? Well, we could move that up. got a line of inserters there. Let's mirror that. So we want underground. Oops. Oops. So this becomes double coal, because then it'll definitely be super backed up. We'll go up the end and just clear these lines down. Da-da-da. Forgot those. Need to move that over. No. What? No, it's that one, isn't it? Yeah, so a lot of people are playing Ixie, and it looks quite good actually. I was quite interested, but I sort of gave Dwarf Fortress a go instead, really. Right, so if I just get rid of all of that, copy, oh, then there we go. And I could always, I mean, we could have this be just something different again. We could have it be a continuous block rather than having my walkways and all the business around it, because we need 1, 2, 3 more. So I could just copy and paste this up. And it's like a gigantic smelting array. Wonder how many lanes of... oh, no recipe. Oh, because, yeah. They'll take a little while to work through, won't they? Because steel's so slow. Oh, we got everything there? No, still waiting on a couple of them. Everything done? Looks like all the recipes are in. Yep. So, it needs 2 lanes of iron coming in. Oh, no, it doesn't. It needs 1.33 lanes of iron coming in. Okay. So we could do something with balances instead of doing like manifold style, but basically 2 lanes of iron. And I'm sure we'll be happy with one lane of coal. Cool. Of course that's 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of them laddies there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's like a 1 to 8, which is just a bunch of splitters. And a 2 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 to 5. Okay. So that's the steel side of things. In terms of how I think I want to do it sort of structurally. So if we move that over. So we'll make it look fancy and stuff, but that's just the basic build. Now is this all balanced up? Is this exactly right sort of thing? So it's saying there's 0.8 net machines. Huh. Presumably meaning smelters. But 0.8 isn't But that's belts terms, isn't it? Do I need iron for anything else? I don't, do I? No, because the coloured stuff is just like reskinning it. It doesn't really change it. That doesn't need iron plate. That needs iron ore. But you need steel and iron plate, but not iron ore. So in terms of this build, yeah, so it doesn't, I don't actually need iron plate, so I've got the maths wrong there somewhere. Because what does that give me? They give me 2.6 belts. So what I actually probably want to do... How many are there? Oh, 13. That's brilliant, isn't it? So we make it 14. Then it becomes 7 aside. Oops. 2.8 belts. So output, output, output. I'm wondering about direct inserting. What's the sort of ratio though? Because here I got minus 13.6. Oh, of course I added some on, didn't I? But what are the ratios? So if I add some more of these in. Oh, somebody stood in the way. .33. Oops. So it's saying 10 machines down. I guess part of it's because I'm using blue 2, 4, 6, 8 blue assemblers, so the maths is a little wonky. 2 machines down. Point 4 up, okay. But what have we actually got here? We've got 202 to 42. 202 to 42. Whoops. 202. 202 to 42. 4.8. That's rubbish, isn't it? Hmm. .8, so it's not even 5. I mean, I could swap them out for steel furnaces, which kind of doubles the reduction. Because I'm thinking about doing something a bit funky, where it's sort of a direct insert again. Oops. But with like multiple machines around it. Because I'm sort of aware that a lot of the designs are very, very, very similar. What have I managed to end up with there? Oh, I'm getting a million of them. Okay. Up. So we should now have twice as many as we need. Yeah, 101. So I get rid of what we got there. 112, 104. Yeah, so that's more than we need. But I'm just trying to think. If we had 42, And we had 4. Oh, numbers don't work, do they? 4 feeding in. 168, so 42. 3 feeding in. 126. 2 feeding in. 84. Because 3 feeding in would be relatively interesting, but what we could do, you see, is like something like this. And then that's sort of the repeating unit there. Do those need to be that far apart? Because could maybe even do that. But then how am I feeding some of them? That might get a little tricky. Or maybe they go like that. But again, how am I feeding the inner ones? How do I transfer it over? Because that's obviously too many for that, but in fact, let's just test it. Yeah, so it's producing too much, but that's okay. But say, how do I actually feed the inner one? Because then we can move this. Because that's actually just... Oh, I'm pretty too close. Just... enough space. Again, how do I feed the inner one? If I did that, I mean, we could do this. Could be the like one use of electrics in this factory, and then I'm using all 3. Because if we went for electrics, so it need to be a bit further apart. Oops. So something like that. So it's slightly under, but I can use beacon modules then. Again, just trying to do something a bit different, really. So how many am I talking about lining up? It's 7, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So if I take this, move it out of the way, so I've got plenty of room. Oh, accidentally took that away. And then, because that's 2, so that one must be 4, and that must be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, except obviously 7. Oh, it's roughly the same length as that then. That's quite convenient. But how do I... boost that up? Because obviously I can then grab from here Mm-hmm. Or maybe that goes on the inside, maybe? Don't really matter. We can finesse that later. But, in fact, could do it on there, couldn't I? Oops. Except that didn't reach. Of course it doesn't. Why ever would it reach? It didn't reach. Whose idiot idea was that? Anyway, I could put speeds in these, maybe. I don't know if that would get the maths okay. Net machine's minus 0.4. No, it doesn't. That's annoying. I wonder if I could put prods in there and slow them down a bit. And maybe have another machine. Yeah, so it's enough of those, but then we've just slowed it down by... So we're only making 0.39 of a belt. We need 0.467. 0.467, so I don't know if that's just another 2 maybe? Oh. Some Egypt didn't put any ore in. So it's now, what? 0.54 of a belt. What? What have I done there? So that's 0.467. 0.54. So if I knocked one of them off, would you give us an even number as well? Oh, 448. It's not quite enough, is it? I wonder if I can swap a speed in. Don't think it'll work. In fact, I'm not 100% sure it works anyway, because it's sort of unbalanced. So, yeah, you see, I don't know that it really works anyway. Because, for example, this one in the middle, the mass on this is a bit on the weird side. Yeah. Because it's looking at the net machines, not the individual ones. 0.504. How many actually are there? 9. So if we did do literally one more. So I don't think it'll actually work, because some of them won't quite have enough, and some will have too much, and I'm not balancing it across the things, but we can see, Right. Again, the power pole question. So it would be nice to have that there. But it it doesn't reach that one there. So if I... Oh, go on, let's just stick them all in then. Is that right? No. No. Okay. Let's get some void on there. And then matter source. So that needs to be iron ore. And we need power. Oh, I didn't put the speeds in. And the prods. Oh wait, is that more than a belt then? Why are they jamming up? Oh, it is, isn't it? It's 1.13 belts. So that doesn't work anyway, numbers-wise. Where does it stop? So would that work? No, it's too much. So it would need to be... Is it that one? Yeah. So one... So it was... Oh. So I need to chop off the top two. Yeah. So this is too much. It's too much. Just can't take it. Don't know why I'm not using a thingamy, but I'm not. So that's then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 machines. So it's an even number at least. But we needed like 2.6 belts worth, I think. Something like that. So, again, I could... Oops. Right, multi-source them. I quite like the idea of doing that, but I think that's going to get a bit complicated. So what we're pumping out of here, is everyone running it? Yep. 2.7, so that's definitely more than what we needed. Cool. Are they very similar sizes again? They're not far off, are they? But what does this need input-wise? This needs... This needs... 1.5 belts. Okay. So basically 2 of them again. So it's 2 to 4 basically. Okay. I've not triggered any. No. Nowhere near. Okay. So I need to make this tweak so that that's all consistent. Because what was the problem here? Oh, there wasn't a problem, was there? Because it was to do with... Yeah. Potentially not being able to grab from belts, and then we tested it and it was okay. But it was wrong in the sense that the power poles were uneven. But they're still uneven. Which one did I fix? I've not done exactly the same thing again, have I? Because that's on the inside and then that's on the outside. Didn't I not fix one of them? Is it this one? No. Oh, Huh. Okay. Because this is the one I tested. Did I not fix it on here? Yeah, oh, it's this one. So I fixed this one, but tested it here. Brilliant. Genius. Genius. Okay. So I need to copy this one up so that I get rid of that error. Yeah, so I need to put this in. Here and here. And then here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I do that one? No. So I need to do that one. This is just for numbers. These aren't anywhere near where they need to be, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to pop it in 6 more times. Cool. So now that they're all the same, do I want to start designing them? Because we're going to need to repeat this design basically. Or this sort of concept, basically. Right. So if we had pathways there. That's a funky noise. I like that noise. Oops. That's rubbish. Can I work with those at all? Because the material is coming down that way, isn't it? And this was me diverting brick, I think, rather than iron ore or anything. I wonder if how big. So it's very similar size there, isn't it? That one's a little taller. Because I could separate these out. You know, we don't necessarily need this to be too wide. We could make it 4 wide or 6 wide or 3 wide or whatever it needs to be to work. And which one do I need? I guess I need the iron sticks first, really. Okay. So if this was a walled-in thingamy, what would it look like? Because I'm thinking all of these iron ores. We're going to need quite a lot of iron ore actually. I hadn't quite appreciated that. How many was it? So it was 2, and I took them away, didn't I? It was another 2, so 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to need 4 lanes basically coming in. And then it was 2 coal, I think, will probably do us. So then 2 coal. 2 coal or not 2 coal? That is the question. And the answer is 2 coal. Okay. So 4, because like a 2 to 4 balancer, which is just a bunch of splitters, I think. Excuse me. Yeah. So this would be a bunch of splitters. Now, do I want to do it that way? And then have them go boop, boop, boop? Or what? Because these don't need coal, because they're electric furnaces. These ones do. Is it the same again? Isn't it? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 2 to 5 for the iron. A little bit more complicated, but no problem. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was actually just 1 lane of coal, wasn't it? Because the other's now electric. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 to 8. Okay. Okay. So at this I'm relatively comfortable with it just being a bend, basically, as needed. Happy with that. This one I'd quite like to do something sort of pretty with weaving them around, maybe. But let's start with this one then. Okay. So, how much space have I generally been leaving? So it's like a 2... Yeah, so there's like the belt, and then there's 2 for whatever concrete's around it, and then it's the fence, and then it's like Hazard Creek. Okay. Effectively, I mean, am I going to gravel? Maybe. So this would be some kind of underground. Going outside the fence. And then we've got, say, gravel there. Gravel there. So that's like the tightest I would go. And again, we need a bit of undergrounding. But if we pop a power pole in, like that. Again, it need some sort of underground arrangement, but this would be the sort of tightest we could go with gravel. And then in fact, let's just whack that up. One more. Oh, I'm not holding enough to do all that in one pop. So in theory, that's the sort of platform. In size, and it's whether I want to do something gravel based for the outside or what. Could put balancers on and stuff as well, couldn't I? Wrong one. They should be basically unnecessary, but because I was trying to do the wooden boards, I think, wasn't I? That's what I was doing over here. Have I just gravelled everything? No, I've stone bricked the actual... Oh, and I put concrete under there. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. So I've put concrete under the things there. And then maybe I could gravel there. Gravel, gravel, gravel. Oh, of course I didn't go all the way down before spotting the error. Okay. Flashing's driving me nuts again. See if we can't get something on the edge there. Cool. So, how about we then put the wooden floor right around the outside? Well, that fits quite well, the gravel, doesn't it? Blends into it quite well. And then kind of repeat this design. Which then another And I can line any doors up with the gravel one. But basically this needs to then be, not gravel, yeah, well, the gravel production. So that's going to be there. Cool. Do I want... Yeah, so this... So that's the actual thing. So there's like an inner path and an outer path, basically. Just pop this inside for the time being. I was keen on that double siding it. Maybe we go. This is where we go concrete grid in this factory. Yeah, maybe. Okay. So then gates and stuff. What gate have I actually used here? Stone gate. Okay. So it would need to be stone gate there. And then we line that one up with this here. Oh no, it can't be, can it? Because that's not a... So that would need to line up with that. And then we space those out so that it works. I have to do something with power cables, obviously. Power poles. But I'm going to have to do that here anyway. So, this is maybe better placed there, for example. I'll just fire it out there. So I can turn the infernal blinking off. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So maybe... What would that be? 1, 2... Wait, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's not very symmetrical, is it? So that would be the middle. So then it's lined up with the actual production output. How far can my undergrounds go? So I could take the undergrounds to there in theory. And then that would allow me to have another fence there. Some gravel there. And concrete. Would it be there? Because we need to go... No, got that slightly wrong. So we can fit this in. further up though, isn't it? Probably. But maybe there. Because I'm going to need a gate in here. Well, that doesn't look very good. Where would that line up? Well, that would line up with that there. And more stone. Oh, that was done. Okay. So I need to do something at the end here, don't I? Also probably need a few more end or an end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is like the center point. Okay. So this is the center point. Like that. And then what am I doing with balancers? Because I can just move these up. They don't need to be here. Haven't allowed any extra. No, so it just ends. So I've done 1 tile of gravel, or is that 2 tiles? So 2 tiles of gravel, 2 tiles of gravel. So we then really want concrete grid, like that. Doesn't really much point taking that out because I'm about to put it back in again, but okay. So that's then the fence. Assuming these are outside, it sort of doesn't make sense in a sense, but that's fine. Put that there. And then pop you in. I guess. Oh, actually. Oh no, because I put them on in the middle ones, haven't I? Okay. So if we then had a sort of a belt area up here, what would that need to look like? So we want the underground, overground. Oh, so there's plenty of room there. Overground wobbling free. Oops. So yeah, and this is just some sort of... I can do a concrete pattern. Prefer to do them off stream actually, because there's a tendency when I do the patterns to end up with blooming swastikas. You know, particularly on the map, because you sort of do them as circles and repeat the patterns around and rotate them, and you end up with accidental that particular shape with negative associations. Yeah, so that can be worked out later, but I'm happy with that basically. So now I need to make sure, because this I can give more space to, you see, because this is the shorter one. And now this one I can just basically either put extra paths in, or something like that. Am I going to move that over there or that over there? Feels like I should move this over here. But I also need to work out how... So if I... How do I actually want to do this? Because I could blueprint... Oh, wrong button. I thought it hit... Oh. Tiles, there we go. Well, it's basically identical, isn't it? Because it's just switching the recipe up. I think. Yeah. So, what I kind of need to know, how big is this? So if it was there... Cannot return item back, only tank can be inserted into this slot. If you want to put something else here, the filter has to be cleared. Well, there you go. Well, there you go. I guess the question is here, what's it lining up with? Because we've got the pathway there. But not up there. Can I put a pathway in there? Meaning the wooden floor, basically. So if this was a wooden floor, would that work? Might do. Because we would have fence there, gravel there. Oops. Made a bit of a mess of that. Like that. Then obviously these need moving up. In fact, everything here needs moving up. Whatever. Just get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. So it reaches. It reaches. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. That's from my Bob's one. I'm doing a stupid thing where I'm spelling out Bob with belts, but obviously different belts. Okay. So if this was the upper pathway. Here, say. Am I putting a thing there? Oh. In fact, let's pop them at the top there to remind me. So this... So if that's aligned on the bottom, and that's aligned on the top, is that right? Yeah. And how many tiles have we got? What's the best way to measure that? If I do a 9, so that's 10. So 10, 10, Another 10. Another 10. Is that an odd number of tiles? Because that's 10 now. Yeah. We've got one tile too many. Nuts. Why is that? So, if I count them, 77, okay. How was that? So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51. So it comes from the number of machines, basically. Doesn't matter because I've already got, I mean, I got a 3 there, so we could make the middle one here. 3. Is that 3? That's 3. So then, where's it gone? No. Where's that? Oh, it was a blueprint, wasn't it? Not a thingy. So they're quite spread out, really. How wide are these? 12. So the actual thing is 12, and that's it. Feels like this would be better spreading that out rather than, you know, having a gigantic pathway. So make this bigger, basically. Make this pathway bigger. So it's not 2 here. Maybe it becomes 2, but it's not 2 at this point. What would it have to be? What have I got that to be? So that's 2. So we'll make it 4. Make that even wider. So that then is... Wait, fence is there, isn't it? No, fence is not there. No fence. Not on this side. Fence here. Basically, I'm removing the door, aren't I? So that becomes 4. Wait. Yeah, it needs to be 5. So it lines up with that. Now can I... How does it look if I... Oh, crikey. So that's the walkway there. So is that right? No. Because I don't want that fence, basically. We can put a fence on top of the... on top of the wooden floor. So am I lining the fence up with that? I am. So So then how do I get this in the centre? I guess I could do a diagonal. Tell me where the centre is. So that's the centre 2, which should be them two. So it's going to have a wider middle part if I do it like that. Or, because this doesn't, I've not accounted for the fact that I've done different widths here, so actually I probably should move that down like that. How wide is that then? So, well, also needs to be on the other side, does it not? It needs to be there. So is this? So that's 9 tiles. That's 9 tiles. This is 7 tiles. So it's technically narrower there. So what I need to do then is, instead of double overlap, single overlap, which makes sense with it being, so it's 1 wider there, it's perfect same width there, 1 wider there, and 3 wider there, which I think I'm happy with. Yeah. Could maybe do something decorative down the middle of these, maybe? Actually, that's quite, yeah, it's quite even, isn't it? It's got small, big, 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 small. And if I moved, so if this was two narrower? No, 1 narrow. In fact, because this is the centre line basically. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Get rid of that. So once we're there. And there. And then I can move these 2 up. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, it'd be nice to do something decorative in there, but not 100% sure what works with the wood. Okay. Let's chop the end off. a bit tired, yeah? Yeah, don't know how I'm going to do the power thing. Oh, I had thought about installing this like an underground power mod. So I wondered about adding that one on. Okay. Just pop this concrete in. Whoops. Well, should make it more wider. Like that. Okay. Pretty happy with that. I think this should be wider though, because it's odd that this is like 4 and that's only 2. So I think if I move that over 2, pop this in, pop that in, where's my gravel? There's my gravel. Okay. Yeah, and then this is concrete. I might as well make all of that concrete. Like so. Yeah, I don't know how I'm getting power in there because, I mean, maybe I could do medium. Oh, mediums reach across, don't they? So we could just swap that out for medium. Oops. Like that. How am I getting it across there? I guess we could have some sort of arrangement here and maybe extend this to cover that maybe. Although maybe it should be a different, maybe I should make it refined concrete. Oh, it blends in, of course. Stone brick then. Regular concrete. Well, it didn't look too bad actually. And then autosave. Could maybe have. Can that go longer? Oh, it can. Okay. So I don't know if maybe. It's unfortunate that that's connected to that, isn't it? Don't connect to that, please. I can never remember how to do the wires. I think it's control that you hold. Ah, there we go. That's better. And I don't really want you connecting to that one. Yeah, okay. So I just copy and paste that one. Yeah, why are you connecting to that one? Okay. Could maybe run power up the middle in some way, like I did in the other factories. Yeah. So little gravel production areas. I made them all the same, didn't I? But we actually want them different. So I guess maybe this should be the copper one first or something. And then, or maybe actually it should be stone first. And then copper. And then maybe iron and coal. Okay. Maybe that one. That one. That one. You can sort that bit out later. Yeah, happy with that. Now, you, my friend. How are we going to do you? So really we want this, I think, to be about the same sort of width here. So that's where your fence needs to be. So there's your gravel. Okay. And then some sort of door here. If I'm doing the same thing, probably want refined concrete path on the inside. And I don't know, I could widen the path up again on the outside of the fencing. I think I can get rid of that now. I've still got all these boat things. No wonder my inventory's full. Guess that was when I was working on the science island and stuff. In fact, don't I have a... Yeah. Got one of them as well. Okay. What do I fancy doing? I mean, I did quite fancy sort of widening this back up. But if it was this wide, would it fit? Would it work? In fact, if I ended up with those as different, no, perfectly the same. Superb. So it would need to be there. So yeah, clearly it would fit. I just punted it down slightly. But what does that look like? So this is the last tile, isn't it? But that's the first tile. Okay. Is that where I've put the... Yeah, so the input coming in is there. Oops. Trouble I'm going to have there is I can't reach across, can I? That's like the... too far. So it would need to be one tighter anyway, just to accommodate that. Which then leaves us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, we're going to need this to be one shorter there, so that we can have that go across. We've only got one tile spare here, so we've got 6 in total. So if we move this whole thing down 2, so put it there. I think that's in the middle. So we've then got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And obviously I've missed that out anyway, but that's fine. Wait. Okay. Does put it right up against the edge of that though, which is not going to really work with the path. So really this needs to come down anyway. By 3. Because that becomes the path there. Yeah, because I want a tile gap there, don't I? Yeah, so the gravel has to be there. And then the concrete runs up the middle there. Well, I could double underground it or something, but... Right. So yeah, so this needs to be here. And then we might as well line it up with that anyway. So that's basically completely defeated the point of me doing that, really. But there you go. We've got there in the end. Oh, and that doesn't work anyway, does it? Because... Oh no, it does. I need that to be like that. Although really, I suppose I should have it the same there, shouldn't I? That's fine. We can have it one short. Or, yeah. Let's do it one short so that we can have nice equal paths. Yeah, so this needs to be gravel. Like that. And then stone brick. which I might as well extend down to the edge here. So we want concrete, 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 concrete. What's on the... Oh, it's because it's... Yeah, okay. Because that's iron ore, and then that's coal, isn't it? It's not... Got that wrong anyway. But yeah, it's not... Not iron ore. Can I just copy that? Nearly. Stone brick. I'll stone your brick. Right, so gravel. Oh, why have I ended up with a 2 tile there? Because that's wrong, isn't it? Oh no, it's not wrong. This orange should be 2 tile. That should be up there. Idiot. That should be the gravel there. There we go. I was wondering why it didn't look the same. Okay, so I should be able to just copy this. Basically, stamp it down a bunch of times. To tell me where everything goes. And then we want concrete on the end as well. And then here, 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 here. Oops. Whoops must be my most said word on the stream. Always making tiny little errors and then going, whoops. Big error there again. How are we doing? 450 again. Oh, I made that narrow anyway, didn't I? So we should do the same. Turn that back down to 2 wide. Out there. I wonder how many years it's going to take me to finish this game, or this playthrough. It's going to take a while. Probably longer than I'll probably get bored before I finish it. The break with the Christmas was quite useful though. Break for the move was quite useful though. So maybe it's a case of changing up points I get bored rather than you know, abandoning it. Okay, so we then need, well, what I could probably do, if I just gravel along. Again, I don't think I've got the gravel to do this, but if we just slap gravel in. It's probably a more efficient way of doing it than what I was doing before. Whoops. Okay, and now we can put these other ones in. It'll be a bit quicker. That's a stone. Where does that need to go up to? Ideally, 2 from the end. Okay. So there. I haven't put any lights on, have I? Oh no. Punted over. In fact, can I do the whole corner thing and then we can have some power? There we go. That's a bit better. A bit less distracting with the old blinking. No. He says immediately making exactly the same error. Right, up here. Oh, I've done it again. I'm making a right meal of this, aren't I? Maybe I should, again, if I just do a long copy. Long Johnson. Oh, no. I could do that if I was in any way, shape, or form competent. I get bumped over by the thing. And that's what's causing the problem. Yeah, so I hit a power pole, for example. There. I think that's right. Whew. Blimey. So it's... Oh no. So, So that's an input, isn't it? That's an input. That's an input. No. That's an input. No. Input. No. Input. 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 Why does that not look right? Because we get the two that are close together there. So that's iron ore. It is wrong, isn't it? No, that's iron. This should be iron ore input. Yeah, and then that's... No, that was correct. That's coal. Do that again. Yeah. So that should be an input. Yeah, because this one here, the one with the long-handed, is the coal. So that's coal, 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 coal. And then the other one is the iron ore. Yeah. Hurt my brain a little bit, that one. Yeah, because we've got the 3, 3, 3 and the 2 on the outside. Okay, okay. And then this is the output. What have I done? Yeah, I've just chopped it off, haven't I? So, output there. Not there. Output there. Oops. Output here. So output here. And here. Is that right? So we got the... Well, why don't I just test it? Let's put some stuff... In fact, no, let's finish off this bit down the bottom here. So let's just assume I've got it right, which is a big assumption, but we shall see. So I don't know how big this needs to be, but I'll just stick a load in. So this would be more iron ore. In fact, let's put... So, how do I want to do it? Be nice if that was between the coal, wouldn't it? But so that needs to be iron ore coming in there. And if that's iron ore as well, hops over, goes past, hops over. Now, that's iron ore there. And so's that one. And that's coal, coal, that's iron ore. Coal, coal. That's iron ore. Coal, coal. That's iron ore. So the simplest fault, we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, got the right balance at least. Okay, that works. Except that that's coal, isn't it? Yeah, that's coal. Iron ore. Iron ore. Iron ore. Iron ore. Okay. So that needs to be a iron ore as well. Oops. Right. Just put that in by hand. So that's another iron ore. Like so. Yeah, we'll just put in some spawners there, but what I then need is coal. Now, I think I might do this just sort of manifold style, so we just have a... So I'm not really balancing it. Where would be a good place for it to be then? Oh, 1, 2, 3. 4. So it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. And will this go down the middle? In fact, almost perfect. So we can have that going like down the middle. one there. That's a little annoying. But I could always move that up, maybe. So no, it's not connecting at the corner, it connects in the middle somewhere, maybe. Across. But yeah, so that's coal then. So, we want spawn coal, iron. So we want iron, and coal. Awesome sauce. And then let's hop, skip and a jump these across. Helps if I get in the right place. Something like that maybe? Or... that's better, isn't it? Oops. Okay. Trickle of coal going that way. Whoops. Oh, I got no gate. I ain't got no gate. Just do this while it... in fact, I need to put a... oh, that's a shame that that's not in the middle. Can I do that? Because to be in the middle, it's only moving up by 1. So it's that. And then that becomes there. Oops. Belts are filling up. We need a void jobby on the other side. I'll just fix this first. That's a bit better. And then concrete. Go and put that void on. Ah, something's gone wrong there, because that's not supposed to be coming all the way up here. So where's the, oh, there's the output. So that should be the output. That one's correct. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 4 outputs. Now, why are you moaning about not having fuel? So some of you, it's because of... I wonder why they do that sometimes. Oh, bum. I kind of hate burner inserters. I've said this before. They seem to be bloody stupid. I mean, how, when you've got an entire belt of coal, do you end up not fueling yourself? I guess maybe they attempted to grab. And because it was for express belt, they simply couldn't. And by the time it had filled up, they'd already burnt through their... Because this is one of the weirdest cheats to me in Factorio, is that when you put down a burner inserter, miraculously from somewhere, it's got enough fuel to fuel itself. But how? Because it can run out of fuel. And it doesn't cost you any fuel to put one down. So where is it getting that tiny little bit of fuel from? I mean, I'm pretty sure you could probably... I mean, it'd be the most ridiculous pain in the bum, but you could just keep picking them up and putting them down, and you get a tiny amount of free fuel. I say that's utterly ridiculous, because you'd be there... You know, why not just put some fuel in them if you're going to keep picking them up and putting them down? I'm throwing these on the floor, but I don't care. I just don't care. I mean, I could make them red belt or something, but... Or yellow belt, even. I think that's probably a step too far in terms of what I'm going for with mixing up these factories, then. Should really have some coloured concrete on. It must be that they burnt. But then why are they sat there all in the exact same position? Wouldn't make sense if they'd. I don't know. Weird things. Yeah, it must be because these end ones are fine. In fact, could I... Yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? There we go. Now we need to put the voids on. Oh, you've not done anything. Oh, you have. I just couldn't see it. Okay. Yeah, I've really come round to this wooden floor. It's quite cool. Right, get some of that in. Bit of gravel. There. And what have I done? So I've got power pole there at the moment, but it's 2 gravels. There. And, well, that there. And then concrete grid. Oops. And then fence again. That. But the old regular concrete here. So, gates, entryways. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lanes of coal. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4. So we really want a sort of gate here, maybe. And 1, 2. Maybe I put it here instead. Yeah. So it gives you several nice entryways. We want gate on the end there. And wooden floor. What have we got at the top? We've got single entrance there. Like so. I could pop, because these probably really need balancing together rather than this sort of balancing, but that's fine for now. Bit of concrete. And what about the power pole? So that's the middle. Do I want to maybe connect them? Because I'm thinking maybe it's there where the gate is, but that doesn't... Oh, it does go far enough. Okay, that's perfect then. Well, it's not perfect, is it? Because that's central. I could offset it slightly. And then what type of... Didn't I use... Oh, no, I used regular concrete. Okay. That in there. Single power connection. It'd be better if it was like here or something. And then symmetricalize that to there. Put that one back in. Concrete. Cool. And then tidy the power poles up. There is a mod that does that, isn't there? Like power comb or something? Okay. I'll just chop this off because we probably want something a bit fancy at the end here as well. Fancy like. But I'll just sort of tidy it off. And maybe like that. Oh, again, it should be in the middle really, shouldn't it? Like that. No. Oh wait, that's not, I've done it, yeah. To there. Oops. Gravel. So I'll just sort of chop that off. fence in there. I think that's now correct. Oh, the concrete on that bit. Cool. Again, we'll sort of leave that. I think I can get rid of this, can't I now? Because I've done that. Cool. So yeah, so that edge as well we need to tidy up. Probably end up with gates here, I would suspect. And here. And then, I guess if I make this 4 wide. And not sure if that's one past or one or the same. One past, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, and then concrete. Looks like this is where it's going to be permanently, because unless I discover some disaster in terms of position and stuff like I had with the other ones, I don't fancy moving things around much. So I think we're working around this position. And actually that should be... no, should be concrete. And then... there. Now do I want another gate halfway up? Yeah, go on then. So where is that? So that's the central thing there. There we go. Except I then need concrete grid. Concrete grid. I've got one too many there, haven't I? No? Mm. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Probably want some entryway in the top there. I think I'll just do one. And then same here. Where's the middle point? There. It's that one. Oops. That'll do us, I think, for now. Might need extra gates in. Yeah. Right. Well, let's take this off because we're spewing out pollution for no real benefit. Wait, is that lined up? Yeah. Cool, okay. Because these outputs are feeding into the machines up here. They're not actually going anywhere as such. But the gravel ones are. They're going back into the trains, wherever that ends up being. I think I can get rid of that, because I went with a manifold style instead. Okay. So those are all the bits and pieces. Oh, it's just finishing off the material, isn't it? So those are all the bits and pieces for these. But, because I don't need... I put all of the steely ones here, didn't I? Because those are just the colour changes. So this is where you start to need steel. Okay, and here's the steel here. And we can obviously, you know, send them back. I said I'm not sure we really want that type of balancer anyway. Probably just want to line them up and balance it there and send it across. Cool. And then these are the iron sticks. And the iron sticks. Oh, that's iron ore. Where are iron sticks needed? Oh, the iron sticks are also needed for the reinforced, aren't they? Yeah. So this just needs iron ore. Okay. So, if I was to take absolutely everything here, and sort of punt it up a bit, or maybe I should put it up here. So I got a backup then. But yeah, basically, so these are the colour reworks, aren't they? And then it's here we need sticks. Does this need sticks? No, that's iron ore again. And then this needs... no. Oh, that's for the hazardcrete, isn't it? I think that's why I started working on the one down the bottom, because I was getting a bit confused with what was what. Okay. Because how about we have these? Because do you need... no. But you do. No. You do. Yes. So what have we got? So these oh, that needs it. That's because I'm doing the reinforced hazardcrete. Okay. Oh dear. Yeah, this is why I was getting confused. I mean, I could offset them, couldn't I? That might be one of the solutions. So that not just in line like that, and then I can feed things up the middle. Or I can feed things up the middle, so I could have inputs coming up there. And I could work on designing one of them in the meantime. Not fancy. There's only half an hour really left. Not sure I fancy tackling that problem as such. See what I mean about these builds? They take absolutely ages. Well, this is just, you know, bricks and concrete. It's nothing complicated like Science Island. Right. Right. I'm guessing this is what I thought the middle was going to look like. I don't know if I got my maths right, but... because that's even number on either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I got half and half. So how about I cut and paste the top ones? Where would they need to be then? Because the inputs for these are all on the bottom. In fact, let's trace that round. Let's do it that way. In fact, should I look at just, you know, building outwards from here? I think I probably should, shouldn't I? So what do I want this bit here to be? Is this jumpable with a belt? Not quite. Okay. So a couple of these being in this style. And then we need to jump over with a belt. Like around these, don't we? Like that. So we need this needs to be a stone one. And then a copper one, was it? And then what? Iron and coal. Okay. I think my Amazon parcel might have been delivered. That was the presents I couldn't, well, present I couldn't get yesterday. Although, now I've got a new list of stuff I need to make. But given how unbusy it was, I was saying this yesterday, it was so quiet in the town centre. Do I need this to be anything spectacular? So you've got like, it'd be nice if it was sort of even. So yeah, so it's the same size there, even though I don't really need the thing. But what am I blocking off there? Because this is too far. Is it? Because I can't have the fence there. Then we could drop back to, you know, it doesn't need to be like that. It could be, what could it be? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 3, 1, 3. That needs to be there. So that's a central. But we end up with it being 3 tiles wide. Not totally opposed to that. Why am I even having this be like that? Why don't I just have a fence there? Get rid of all that rubbish. And then this could be, well, let's stone gravel it across. Underneath the fence. Make sure it's all fenced. I don't really need any of that. Could just be concrete. But it's a question of how wide it needs to be. That's the main. Point at the moment. And we could have like that little thing there. No. Oh. Or is that just an entryway into the concrete area? Oops. Same difference really, isn't it? Same difference. How wide is this one then? Same again. So it would need to be 3 wide. Fence there. Okay. But then this is too wide. Okay. So the question here is kind of what I want to do really. Because that reaches over nicely, so I don't really need kind of all this space as such. Not really got any to put here, I don't think. Not sure why I've got an underground there. Oh, because I was thinking about leaping it over, wasn't I? But that's fine because it's 3 and 3, so it's nice and even. Oops, wrong way. No. Because the trick is that those start as inputs. They start as raw material. And become outputs. So process material. So up here we need the same things. So why was that? That was thing because thingy. So I needed 4 more iron ones and 1 more coal. I kind of don't really because I could just reuse the coal, but if I put the coal one there, how can I even them up? So ideally that would be the iron one there, but then they're crossing over. So if that's like that maybe, because we then got stone, copper, coal, iron, and then 4 iron and a coal. Oops. So at that point they start breaking away. And they turn into gravel. Whereas these ones keep going as raw resources. Is the coal at the bottom now? Yeah, coal's at the bottom. Surprised me there. Okay. So these have got to jump over, haven't they? And we could use where that power pole is as a convenient jumping point. Oops. So that's the coal. And these are iron ores. But these are gravel outputs. Which need to go down to the trains. Okay. Because there are the, like, I think six of them I'm sending down to the trains, aren't I, with the iron brake. Iron brake? The stone brake. So if this is copper, and then that's a stone brick. So they go in and out. And then if I put some voids on the bottom here. So that should all be lined up as it should be. So my sort of question is what I'm going to do here. I almost fancy sending them back again and putting them through the middle, like I was saying, so this becomes the middle. And we've got production on the other side. Because how am I routing that? Because this is just regular brick. Which is coming from here, presumably. I've completely forgotten that. Yes, I need regular brick for... And I need... oh, yes. So I need regular brick. Okay. So I think it's 6 going down to the train. And then all sorts of shenanigans with colours. So we're going to have loads here. But that's fine. But this is raw resources. Okay. So it feels like all of the coloured stuff shenanigans here. How the heck am I doing that? I'm putting on either side, am I? Okay. And basically... So I'm getting 4, 4. What's that? 6, is it? 6. That one, which is 7. So I'm getting 4, 4. Let's do the calculator. So I'm getting 4 of them, plus 4 of them, plus 6 there, plus 6 there. I think that's doubled it, isn't it? So actually it's 20. And then this would be 6 as well. But there's 1 from that as well. So 27 lanes I need. 27 lanes? You're having a bubble bath, aren't you? 27 lanes. So, crikey. So that's only 18. So, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Wow, so that's all of these coloured bricks plus this one coming out of here. Blimey. We then have, and does that make sense? Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 is the gravel. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got, well, I need stone proper as well. We've got then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes of stone. Did I put these down here, didn't I? For some reason. Oh, I've got random factories. But we then got all the coloured brick stuff, and I think I was putting in that, like every coloured brick into one train, was I? Let's see if we can quickly dash down there. See, this is the problem with streaming this series a bit far apart, because... oh, there you go. Obviously only kept one. So that's coloured brick. Must have been coloured concrete. Coloured reinforced concrete. Then what? Because it coloured brick, coloured concrete, coloured reinforced. Oh, the two hazards. Then it would have been coloured hazard, coloured hazard. Oh, that's going to there, isn't it? Okay. Who says I make these things too complicated? Because they're entirely right. Oh. So, yeah, it feels like I need to have... I mean, I can actually dogleg this, so it could be going down the middle somewhere. But it feels like I need a central feed line. Will that work? Because... oh, the actual regular concrete is there as well. Of course it is. So that's the normal concrete. That's the hazard concrete. Where am I making the extra? Because that's feeding that one. That's feeding that one. But these two must be feeding, because it's 2 to 1, isn't it, at some point? And why have I got 2 there then? Maybe one's the... no, that doesn't make sense. So this is the stone brick made straight, colour stone brick made straight from stone. Right, and that's the colour brick made from that. And at the moment I'm sending that down there. Oh, that feeds into that, doesn't it? So those two are into that one, but I thought it was a 2 to 1, isn't it? One of them's a 2 to 1 recipe. So 10 concrete from 5 stone brick. And 10 from 20. So the refined is double. So how am I feeding both of those then? Oh, maths isn't even right there. Down by 4 machines. How am I down by 4 machines? Maybe it's a lack of a speed module somewhere. Can't see it. Or maybe it is the speed modules that's caused that. Anyway, point is, that's 2 belts worth. One of which I'm sending up there, which is all great. One of which is going straight to it. Then this, currently, even though the mass doesn't work. Why am I 4 machines down? 30 produces a belt. Oh, it consumes slightly more than a belt, that's why. So there's slightly too many, like, probably 1 too many machines, I guess. Okay. Then this what does this input? That requires stone brick, so that's fine. That's just straight, no problem. And then this is feeding that, isn't it? Seem to have 1 too many, basically. Because I don't really need... Stone brick comes along, gets turned into colour stone brick. Stone brick comes along, gets turned into concrete, which goes part one of it, one to the train, and one into colour concrete. Stone comes along, gets turned into 2 rows of concrete, which, because this is a 2-to-1 thing, yeah. In fact, it's slightly off, isn't it? But those will get converted into those, and that produces a lane of that. Stone comes, because this is just stone. So stone comes along and gets converted into the concrete grid. But then for some reason I've got 2 of those. I don't even need to produce these because we're in creative mode, but why am I not just taking one and putting it in? I don't need that one. And so that one, for example, but a whole row of that. Maybe it was meant to be another one of them. Because that would work maths-wise then, because then we've got 2 of those making one of those, 2 of those making one of those, except it doesn't, because we need more for that. So actually need another one of them. Because that takes 2, and that feeds that, and that takes 2. I think I must have decided I was just going to halve these. So I want to produce the regular coloured, but I think I must have decided I was just going to do half of that. And then I messed up copy and pasting maybe. So this only needs to be like half the size, because then that's 1-to-2, and that's fine in there, and that's the 2 for that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But the arrangement is quite complicated. Quite complicated indeed. Okay. Because trouble is, if I'm going to build this, pattern this out, which I mean, there's only 10 minutes left, so I'm not, but I need to know how far over it is, because there's no point me building this and then having to move it, basically. So if we're lining up with this, I'm not even sure that makes sense, but if we're lining up with this, I need to know how far across I need to go. So basically, whatever shenanigans I get up to there, we could just make the assumption that the output is here. So what are those outputs? Have I not got any? Yes, I have. So we know we're going to have, I'll just put, 1 on sort of thing, but some sort of, colour brick. What's a good one that's distinct? Red and green. I know it needs to be, well, I don't know how I've done it. I must have done red and orange, yellow, green, Because I think I did a rainbow, didn't I? Let's just copy him down. So what I've done white, white, and pink. I think these are backwards from what I'm doing, but white and pink, red and brown by the looks of things. Red, oops, and brown, orange and yellow. Light green, dark green. Oops. Light green, dark green. Cayenne blue. Cayenne blue. Purple and black. And then, I mean, effectively it's the same, isn't it? But, you know. Well, it isn't actually. Well, I suppose it is. But swapping out, so... I mean, we could do it like that. But say these would actually be, you know, concrete. And then... hazard concrete. But we want regular... Where the heck are they? Guess they're in there? No. Concrete. It's a full row. Concrete grid. Refined concrete. In fact, it's double. So regular kind refined. We've then got the hazardcretes, which I think are the same number. So it's the black and white one. In fact, let's take them, because they're most likely to be somewhere towards that end, aren't they? But we then got the black and white, the yellow and black, purple and yellow, and red and yellow, white and red, orange and white, white and red, orange and white. Is that blue? Yeah, it must be bluish, green, bluish and green. But then that we can double up, and they're the hazard thingamy ones. Dubry whatchamacallit. Is that everything? That's more than 27. I don't know, how did I get 27 then? 31. 21. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. Oh, I counted them as 4, not 5. In fact, they should be 4. Ah. Oops. Yeah, I counted them as 4, not 5, and forgot about them. So that should be 27 there. 26. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which will make sense. 6, 12, 18, 20, 24. What? How is it 26 then? 2, 4, 6, 12, 18. Oh, 22, 20. Yeah, 26. not 27. 27 was including that one, but I'd forgotten to do them too. Okay. So in theory, that's all of our materials coming down. Wowzer. Okay. As I say, what am I doing here? It's quite the existential question. Because we could easily tighten all of this up. But how tight do we want to make it? Well, is there any room in having any point in having any space? I don't think there is there? So, well, maybe there's just one tile there. So get rid of all of that. Move that there. Any need for any space there? Because that's slightly too... It's like one tile too many to jump. But I don't think I'm going to be doing any jumping, am I? No. Because the outputs from these that we're going to reuse are at the top. I'm very much feeling that I'm going to take these back down that way. And essentially divert them upwards. And then we'll have a central feed system for all of this rubbish. And then the outputs will come back again. Because that can make the central feed as big as I sort of need it to be to send things back and forth. But that organises everything here into, I think it was effectively 3 lines of that, and this is like 2 lines basically, I think, in the end. Well, technically it's like 1.01 or something. Okay. Managed to get them all backwards. Okay. Do we want any gaps between these? Again, there's not going to be any need for leaping over. It might be visually a bit more palatable. Just to have some gaps between them. Yeah, I think so. But how about we put all the hazard creeps together. Do we want all of them together maybe? And then we were going to have 6 lanes. A brick. Do I... No, I don't need to send them anywhere. So that's 6 lanes of brick coming down. And we're going to have to do something funky with these anyway. Okay. If we're backwardsing these belts, or these lines, how much room do I want? So they kind of need to be there. And how much output will this actually do me? So it's express belts, basically 3 belts of sticks. which is what we've basically got. So we might as well balance them together. This gives me not even a belt of steel plate. Not anywhere near it. Okay. So it's 4-to-1, isn't it, basically? So this needs a 3... Well, it doesn't need it, but a 3-to-3 balancer. Looks like what? Looks like that. And then do we put a 4-to-1, which is just a bunch of splitters. Here, maybe? So this balancing is all massively unnecessary. Oh, that's a little unfortunate, isn't it? That becomes 3 lanes across. Maybe I could... Well, how many is that? So if that's concrete, then how many are we at there? We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's an even number. I think I'm happy with that. It's also vaguely comparable to the 27. Oh, except it needs to be 1 wider than that. Because I forgot about that. So, if I do move it down 1, what does that look like? If that's actually there. Guess we need power coming up somewhere, or down, or whichever way it is. So if we've got 2 tiles, 2 tiles there, 2 belts there. So that's our reverse feed. So all of this needs to move that way, doesn't it? So that it can... Well, it doesn't really, because they're the steel ones, aren't they? Oh, no, it does, because that's there. So this needs all squishing that way, but that's fine. We potentially have it jump over those two and be on the inside, but I think I'm happier with this being in the middle. Okay. So effectively, need to move that down. It all needs squishing up that way, but it could work quite well because I think all of that will fit in there. Let's just vaguely try that. Oh. Put that there, say. Put that there. Oops. Oh. Auto save, which must mean we're at time. Which we are. Yeah, so that's all going to fit in there, isn't it? And we can squish it up even more. You know? Fit all that together. Cool. Which means the inputty outputty thing there is fine. I've got lots of crossover then though, because that's the raw material coming in. It's on the wrong side. Because if it's all coming up the middle, I am going to have to hop over these belts in some way. Okay. Like that. But I can just do that by dividing these up into the... Oh, I should have maybe jump that. Like that. Yeah, so those raw materials can go in there. Where do they need to be lined up? I mean, it would be neat if they were lined up with these, wouldn't it? So if this was... Let's just move it down a bit. So if these were coming this way... So that needs to be the central band of raw material that goes into gravel and iron and etc. Just move that up. Out of the way. So why is it mismatched to this? Because that was what I was anticipating coming in here. And it probably is correct that, in the sense of the amount of stuff that's coming in. But I've just split it across way more belts. So we could balance it up to that, or it doesn't really matter. I can just have solid lanes like that. So if this was these here, then that's just, so that's these middle bands. I can't remember whether I did this properly or not, maths wise. Doesn't really matter, but so it's sort of up there. So that's now what I need going up the middle. Cool. Now that stone is... Oh, I've forgotten about the stone, haven't I? Because we need 6 things of brick. Let's pop back over there. So those are the 6 brick, but we also then need 3 stone, which I don't know why I put them so close, but I have. So that becomes the output from all of them. these are the bricks that make these bricks, and the other bricks go above. Okay. So, do I need extra space there? Probably better, actually, if it's the other way around, isn't it? Because then the central brick can just come straight along. Your good old central brick just becomes these ones. What a mess I've made now. Is this too far to leap? It is, isn't it? It's one too many. So I need to break these up, actually. What's a good break up? I mean, what I should really do is have the coal on the inside, on the other side. Like that. And then that makes a little bit more sense. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's that one there. Needs to be like that. And this doesn't work as is, but we can have a quick fiddle. Everyone loves a quick fiddle. I mean, I needed to do that anyway, because how could these get past it if it's too far to jump? So it would need to, you know, oops. Needs to go down here anyway to get these ones in. So, but yeah, so this now is the coal. Wait. Yeah, it's that. So that iron plate. Okay. So that what I've fed in there is actually iron ore rather. So that actually needs to go across there. So it's a bit messy, but that's actually a coal now. Oh. Don't work at all, does it? Because I'm doing the whole line replacement thing. That's very annoying. Okay. So, yeah, actually, doesn't work. Has to be iron ore there. Have I got that? No, I've got that wrong way around. I guess I could make this one coal. So I've got iron ore there. So that one then is coal. So this one on the inside is coal now. So that needs to do that line. And that one's now that one, that one's now that one. Like that. Bit messy, but yeah, I'd rather it be something like that than what I had before. Okay, so this all needs moving down one, or two rather, to there. And this over here needs widening up, doesn't it? So it's now not this. Yeah, so the top one there is fine. of this block. But I need to move... Well, I need to swap those round. And then this needs to be 2 further down. Like so. And then I already did a thing here. Where I made that the 3er. So then my 6 blocks of bricks, or my 6 bricks of blocks, whichever way you want to say it. The correct way, preferably, but you do you. Is here. Ah, something's got messed up there. What have I done wrong there? So that's the iron ore there. And that should be it there. That's the iron ore there. Oh, what? So these should match these ones, shouldn't they? Right. Oh, and then I've gone coal, stone, stone. Okay. So actually there is going to be crossing over there. Because I forgot about the coal. Why don't I just swap them round? So this is then... Yeah. So this would go here. Why is, oh, that's because I've messed that up. So that should be one down anyway. Okay. So those are all the feed-in belts. These go across here. I don't know, is that worth extending that? I don't know. Probably tighter if they're all lined up with that, isn't it? Okay. And then these are, yeah, wherever they actually come in. Blimey. I wonder if there's somewhere I can get that without doing a horrible dog leg. Don't think there is really. I'd have to swap them round, so basically these inputs would need to be... I could do that? Anyway, point is, that's as wide as the central... Not stone brick, concrete. Central sort of belt system is going to be. I've then got a bit of width here, haven't I? So what's that? That's 4 tiles, okay. So I've then got basically 4 tiles there. Oops. For kind of doing shenanigans. Okay. So I'm thinking here, basically, because these need to do this same thing, but it's a bit more complicated because I've got the coal as well. This same thing. So the same thing I did here, it's in out, but not. Because that's stone. I wonder if we should put the coal on the other side. Am I going to have the same thing here? Because these need to go that way. And come back down again? Yeah, so I think I actually need to swap these two. Oh, did I copy and paste that rather than... Thought I cut it. Because then, I mean, this wouldn't be here, so that could be feeding in... Oh no, it has to be, doesn't it? Because I'm doing half lanes. So actually, maybe these are stopped at the end here. Somewhere. And I feed it through that way. So it's not doing a back, it's not doing the... It just goes straight onto these. That's fine. It would be nice, if I'm totally honest, to have some kind of pathway across here, I think. To be able to run between the two, like I've done in other factories. So if I put this in here, because that's 3 wide, isn't it, that one? No, it's 2 wide, because it's that one. So it'd be nice for that to be the top part. So if that's the path, and then trouble is that makes them too close because I can't hop over. I need a tile there at least. So all of that needs to go up one to do that. So if that's the path, I can't. I have to be there. In fact, actually there. At the very least. So all of this needs to go up one. Always the way, always the way. Missed. then need to decide what I'm doing with that. Because it'd be nice to have a path up there as well. So if I move this down to sort of here. Oops. That work? So we get the gravel. Don't know why I stopped there. That's connected like that. Okay. So am I going to do these nice and tight? Compact designs, maybe, like I've got here. Let's copy and paste it rather than cut and paste it. So if I was trying to do that, what would it look like? So I've sort of got a grid concrete around all the others. Don't have to do that again. So if it was there, I'm absolutely starving. Just getting a bit carried away. Now would that reach over? It's obviously not, I haven't got a balancer on it, but it shouldn't matter. So they're not all that compact if I do that. Instead, I mean, I suppose I'm going to have to have that because I got the runway or pathway there. I could always have them together. I don't have to separate them by what should we call that? So if that's just a single gravel, we can have a path in there. I can do something there. So there's no balancing technically. Anyway, it's 6:30. I need to go. I need to have something to eat. But yeah, it's making progress. It's going to be very much a different factory to the others, where it's all sort of regimented chunks. And in particular, this is going to get quite interesting. And how I make that look tidy. Should be an interesting challenge. And then we've got to load it all onto trains. Suspect we're going to be doglegging a lot of stuff here, so that we can load it onto the trains. I can always, I don't mind moving this one up if there's too much space or whatever have you, but yeah, okay. Cool. Right then, so yeah, that's it for today. Trying to click on the wrong thing. Losing the plot a bit. Right, so where's me scheduling one? There we go. So I'll that's because the sun's gone down. Seeing the green screen there. Yeah, so that's the schedule, but it's only really definite next week, because the week after that it's then Christmas and I'm going to see family. The week after that it's New Year's Eve / day, and I'll be going to see some friends and having some beers. So yeah, so next weekend definitely doing that schedule. We will do Bob's again on Saturday. Tempted to do this one again on the Sunday, but I should really alternate between the two. The following 2 weekends, as I say, are Christmas and New Year's. I don't know whether that just means I won't, because what I want to do between New Year's and Christmas, I've got the 3 days off, and I want to sort out a lot of these boxes, because I moved all the stuff in, but I haven't sorted it out, so I want to do a lot of organising, so I probably won't stream. I'll be taking another break over Christmas, but then after Christmas we'll come back, and I'll keep doing that schedule is the current plan, but I may switch in another game. I may find time to do another game on Friday and Monday again. We shall have to see. Yeah, that's it for today. If you have been watching, I hope you enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.